My name is Jamie Boylan. My business, Artiphysical, provides programmes of dance education to primary and special schools within Calderdale, Kirklees and Bradford areas. This training session was delivered at High Park School in Bradford on the 4th of December 2019 with the aim of supporting school staff in extending their practice of intensive interaction into a movement-focused context. Child-led responsive dance is a one-to-one practice that I have been developing through my work in special schools over the past 5 years. So what is it? It's an interactive dance practice which aims to engage a child in playful, expressive, shared communication through movement. There are many parallels with intensive interaction, so if you already have experience of intensive interaction, you are off to a strong start. Although the relationship is communicative, the focus is on expressive as opposed to functional communication. Each session has a theme of openness. There is no predetermined agenda, so that the child is free to explore and direct, and the facilitator is able to pick up on impulses, propositions, and ideas, both deliberate and incidental, in order to support the development of the child's expressive range. When working with a child in a one-to-one context, the way in which you might focus your attention in on the movement may be through asking questions such as, what is the emerging movement content? Do movement pathways have clear shaping? Are they curving or linear? What is the size of the movement? What is your proximity to the student? What is your shared spatial relationship? Is there body shaping? Does the movement have an emerging rhythmic pattern? What qualities does the movement have? How is communicative relationship formed and developed? Is there eye contact? Does the student watch you from the corner of their eye? Do they seek to communicate through touch? Can you invite interaction through physical contact? How is the body being used? Is movement whole body, units of the body, body parts? Is there a focus on hands, feet, head, arms, legs, torso? Throughout the coming clips, I aim to illustrate some of the principles of child-led responsive dance, as well as provide some technical pointers on the practice of this form. One of the fundamental principles of this practice is to say to the child through your responses that I am with you in the thing that you do. Your use of focus and eye contact should not be too intense. Take your cues from the way in which the child uses his or her eye contact, and be playful in the way that you respond to it. Sometimes, in order to penetrate the child's sphere of interest, you have to be a little bit of a space invader. Additionally, in this clip, you will see that I provide stability so that the child can explore mobility. If taking on such a role, make sure that you use your centre to protect your body from strain. Picking up on rhythm and impulse can allow for development over time. Stick with it, even if the child appears to lose interest. Remain open and available. Open responsive hands can signal availability as much as an open responsive gaze. Pay attention to movement quality. The content here is formed through the quality of the movement. Tiptoe versus sliding steps, from light to heavy. Watch for the details. They can provide the building blocks of development. Here, one foot crosses the other and forms a contracting circular spatial pattern. Space can be explored in many configurations. Here is an example of spatial opposition where, through mutual agreement, an imaginary mirror line is set up in the space, allowing us to explore changing proximity, maintaining visual connection through gestural mirroring across the space. Making propositions to draw out interaction. Sometimes a child may become very absorbed in his or her own insular world. In that case, it may be necessary to make small propositions to encourage interaction. The balance between suggesting and directing is a difficult one. If the student keeps saying yes, keep going. Working with open hands and resistance in the arms can provide the child with a surface to engage with. Although it may look as though I am holding the child's hand here, he is actually grasping my finger and returning the resistance that I offer through his own arms, thus maintaining a physical contact between us. The open hold of these kinds of contact means that the child can disengage at the moment of his choosing. Supporting choices to investigate weight through moving off-centre. First of all, some safety points. Support your own centre so as not to make yourself vulnerable. Here, I am accompanying the child on his journey. I am not taking his full weight. I provide opportunities to explore counter-tension, resistance, and contact through my arms. If the child wants to jump with support, then he or she needs to provide the power for the jump. As you can see here, the child is expecting to be lifted, and so the jump doesn't happen. Picking up on a concept idea suggested through vocalization. Vocalization is also a way of the child making propositions. In this clip, you will notice that I stick with the child's idea until I know that he's definitely done with it, and then we let it go. To conclude, I'd like to return to a passage from the Intensive Interaction Handbook to reiterate some of the transferable principles from intensive interaction to child-led responsive dance. The idea is simply to create turn-taking sequences with the person of extended, enjoyable, shared attention. The main motivator for being in these activities is the sheer natural enjoyment. We might look upon these activities as nothing more than creating a conversation with the person, a conversation that might not involve many words, but involves exchanges of interesting behaviour they can understand and enjoy.